then, if required, will undress for the role. And it is when required.
Very gentlemanly put.
Well, I would always...
Not how people usually put it. I was just a bit ahead of the game now. I mean, really, everybody does it nowadays, don't they? So it's like, completely accept it. But I had to accept the responsibility. Although Glenda and Vanessa before me, and I followed in their footsteps, and because they'd done it, I thought, well, they're great actresses, so I guess it's okay if you don't.
But these clearly weren't exploitation movies as such. That wasn't the reason for the film.
But it's always a bit of an exploitation.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, you know, so what?
So do you feel when you're doing it, you think, OK, I am being exploited now, or do you think this is for the good of the film, or do you think this is something we just...
No, you don't think any of that. You think I've got to do this because I said I would. And it's the price you have to pay for doing the rest of it.
One of Mirren's most controversial parts was in this notorious production of Caligula. The brainchild of Penthouse boss Bob Guccione, the film was slated for its gratuitous scenes of sex and violence.
Yeah! You've been involved in some quite peculiar films. I mean, Caligula being one that springs immediately to my mind for any number of reasons. Was it as troubled a production, as troubled an experience as it has been described to others outside, or was it fairly plain sailing to actually make?
It was a trip. It was like being on a non-stop acid trip, actually, doing Caligula. It was so fantastical and weird, and it was an absolutely extraordinary experience, and one I hasten to add that I wouldn't have missed for the world.
That will be my wife.
Oh, no, not Caesonia.
Oh, you're impossible.
She's the most promiscuous woman in Rome.
Perfect.
It's a wild ride, but it's got certainly an energy and a character of its own.
It's got a real energy. It's got a kind of... It crackles off the screen. And but it's bizarre as well. It's a strange film, and it's not consistent, I don't think.
No, it's not consistent at all, because it was Guccione's idea of making high-class porn. And then, as far as I understand, he cut in hardcore bits, which I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Guccione version.
The Guccione cut.
The Guccione cut.
Does being involved in a film like that, though, does it damage your career? Does it put you back?
I don't think so. You know, I felt very secure and happy because I was still thinking of myself at that time as a theatre actress anyway. I thought it was just a little bit of extra spice, really.
Well, very much so.
But by the late 70s, Mirren was in demand on both stage and screen, and starring in the British gangster classic, The Long Good Friday. Directed by John Mackenzie, Mirren plays the wife of Bob Hoskins' gangland boss, who finds his business under threat from the IRA.
You all right, Pete? I'm all right.
Jesus. We've been 5 minutes earlier.
Let me ask you about Bob Hoskins, who's a favourite of mine, and The Long Good Friday, which is a film which still, I think, really stands the test of time. A fantastic performances right through, and yours in particular really makes that film work. Quite a difficult role, I would have thought.
You know, it was a great script by Barry Keith, but the female character was terrible. It was just a real classic bimbo in the corner kind of thing. Yeah, very, very boring. So I go into it with my fighting, with my gloves on, you know, and I make poor John Mackenzie's life a misery by constantly demanding rewrites. How about bringing her into this scene? And John, I've rewritten the scene, but we're going to